everyone. Welcome to today's panel, Career and Life. Can you have it all? This is such an interesting question that I'm sure a lot of us are pondering on a daily basis. My name is Cecilia, and I'm working at one of the high-tech companies in the area. As a manager and a mom of two, this is definitely a burning question that I want answered. So today we have two amazing ladies who are ready to share their stories. In addition to being high-power executives, they're also fun-loving individuals, dedicated moms, and also active volunteers in the community. So I cannot wait to hear how they do it all. If there are any tips and tricks that you can share, Elizabeth and Angie. I'm going to shift gears slightly to talk about life decisions. And both of you alluded to this earlier in the conversation. So you've both made decisions to leave the Bay Area at one point. How did you make that decision? And what was the conversation like with your family? Was it an easy sell?
So I think this is really, first is, how I got the position. So I was pretty happy with I used to work at PayPal, but actually on the side, I had a sabbatical. I started my own startup with a few friends, and I was about to quit. However, I got a call from Amex, American Express, and they really want me to lead a huge, like a thousands team, as a uni CIO role. And I was like, why me, right? Because I'm, happy we're here. And the recruiter said, oh, because Scott Seeds, who used to be actually my mentor, who became an exec in American Express, and they wanted me to help an American Express to do the digital transformation. Again, going back when sometimes you have mentors and they become your sponsors in life, you never know, right? So I was like, in the middle of choosing, shall I really think about take a step of working on my startup or learning from Scott? And Scott has been my internal, I would say, secret admirer. I really love his leadership and how he handles many things. And I thought this is really a lifetime learning for me to really follow this guy and also have a huge opportunity in my career as well. So I would say that, it's actually not, it is really hard for me to decide that I'm going to do it. I would say that my husband, my family, I would say my husband is extremely supportive on that. I think choosing the right partner is extremely important. Actually, my kids were not very happy because I have to move to New York. So I really had to go through some, challenges, take one of my kids in New York, another kid in high school, and kind of we split for a year and a half before we unite in New York. So yeah, but I had no regret about that particular change. It's really helped me. Actually, even my daughter, who I brought her to New York, and at the beginning, she was so upset with me, but now she's proudly saying that, Mommy, I'm so happy that I had that experience in life.
Yeah. So I would say that moving to Thailand was really truly inspired by Angie, as well as my boss. And my boss was the richest family in Thailand. I felt I was drawn by of course, Thailand is a beautiful country, and I always loved to have international operational experience. But more importantly is to really travel outside the Silicon Valley to go to the other side of the table. I was always building enterprise software for the clients. I was never being like operators and utilize my software. So I was really trying to do that. And also I try to learn from the best businessmen in Southeast Asia. And not only that, he has a beautiful family. Now, even the fourth generation are still fighting for their own success. Very, very nice, humble family. So, and then I talked to my husband. I said, look, this is a company that a very reputable company. And then he said, just go for an interview. I went to the interview. The boss said, in the 5 minutes of the interview, he said, I want to make you an offer. I was really honored. So I came back from Thailand. I said, you know what? I was really impressed. I felt like that is the journey of my life that I really need to accomplish. And that's my last year of my kids' I would see the college application year. It was extremely hard. And I went through a lot of challenges. At the end, I felt like my husband and I, we had much closer relationship because we were so far away. We pretty much did like a FaceTime hangout, like 5 hours each day. And then the first time I get up, I'll call him. Before I waited for him to get up in my evening time. So I just felt like I became so attached to him because I miss him so much. So I think it's a good experience, although I felt I missed my son's last year. But because of COVID, he spends almost a year at home. I feel like, oh, I'm so grateful. And not only just, I had opportunity to go to Southeast Asia to learn how to run business, how to be innovative, how to evaluate business plans, how to take the baby step, how to make a business more profitable. I learned those things that I could never learn if I stayed in Silicon Valley. And the courage to start a new business is another thing I gained from my experience from Thailand. So I don't regret a bit. Just as my friend said, I went to a long way to find myself. The self is more attached to my family, more in love with my husband, and also more courageous and curious, and the person that can be brave enough to have my own business.
That's incredible.
I love it.
Okay, so the last question before we head to the breakout room which is really the theme of tonight. And do you think people can have it all? Career, family, friends. This has been debated many, many times, and I'm curious what your takes are. Angie?
Yeah, I think I have a fundamental question about this question, which means what is the definition? What do you define the all? So I think when I love to show one of the, I don't know whether if I have virtual background, you're going to see my notebook. Maybe you'll be able to see that. Okay, anyway, to me, there's three dimension of things, the me, or my physical health, my mental health. Second is my family, and third is my career. And a lot of time that because I work really hard, I'm curious about the career, I'm courage, I'm continue to learn. I usually put a career on the top. So with every new notebook I have, I started to write. The number one it's about myself. It's actually about my mental health, my physical health. And then number two is my family. And then number third is my career. So I have to constantly remind myself what really means. Somebody, it's very famous, people was talking about, at the time when people die, what do you remember? You don't remember, oh, I used to be winning that award. I used to be the CEO of that. You usually remember who I influenced the most, like I have a family, okay? So it's really reminded all of us what really matters and how to really constantly balance. It's not like, I constantly out of the balance, I have to rebalance back. If I don't have a physical health, mentally good health, I'm not able to help my family. I'm not able to really have a good career. So I'm not sure how to answer that question. I really think everybody needs to finding your own time zone, finding your own guide. And I'm still working on that. And I think that it is a journey. I think I'm trying to every time, rebalance myself, remind myself I'm the most important thing to make myself to be healthy first.
Yes, I think I felt that what is the definition of having it all? It is, as Angie said, you define your own success, you define your own having all. But I really felt like you cannot have all at every single given moment. And life just take turns and a different priority. At a certain time, the kids will have more priority. Certain time, the husband and wife would have more priority. At a certain time, job. When you get a new job, then that job has a higher priority. I think just kind of like having all meaning. If you have a family, you have a career, you have your own life as a self. Like those three things, it will sometimes a 10, 80, 10, sometimes a 30, 30, 40. So it's really about having all as an ingredient. I call it the life as the ingredient of many aspects, and then just like dancing, painting, all those things is a part of me. And but I'm not going to do that at every moment, every time. But I wouldn't say that I don't have that in my life. Having all is about the time zone, and at any given time. So I'm grateful that. Sometimes I have time for this, sometimes I have time for that. And I think I'm blessed with my many mentors, with opportunity and prestigious positions and awards I got. I'm so blessed, and then this is why I want to contribute back to Be the Change Foundation and in many other places, because I really want to help others to become more successful. Because at the end of the day, one of my mentors told me that my success is his legacy. So if that's the case, that when we help others, other people's success will become our legacy as well as our mentor's legacy. So by doing that, we'll kind of one generation helping the next generation, and we all can have a very fulfilling life.
Wonderful. So that was my last question, but there is this question coming in from the audience. It's been upvoted, so I'm going to ask it. And the question is, can you tell us how we can find mentors like you or Angie? And both of you have mentioned how much impact having a mentor had on your career. So how do we find mentors who can guide our careers?
I think there are a bunch of professional way. I think you can definitely go into the professional channel. There's a mentor and coach companies, and absolutely that's really formal. Trying to find one that's legit. I would also say that the driver's seat in you, and anybody can be mentor. By the way, I even now I have mentors who are much younger, junior in their life, so it's reverse mentoring. And just do cold calls. I mentioned about the person who ended up to give me a job in American Express. I actually cold call him. I said, okay, Scott, I really like this email you sent out. Can you be my mentor? Within 30 minutes, I was extremely surprised that he actually said yes. I would say this is exactly like, I really like what Elizabeth was saying, is that it's not that we feel, you feel like, Elizabeth and I are successful. Our success is being because of so many people helping us, including Elizabeth really helped me in so many things, in my downtime. It's so many people help, including our family, including so many. We're like sitting on giant's shoulder. So we are here to really helping others to pave the road for others. I think that's something that I think is sort of the network connection. So ask for help and people will help you.
And where I found mentors, even my neighbor became my mentors, my co-workers, like a C-level executive, for example, Warren Johnson, he was the former CFO of Amazon. He became my mentors. We used to work together, and he's such a wonderful teacher, wonderful leader. And then Cecilia, you probably listened to the talk he gave it to us, right? And then, like Eric Yuan, and we knew each other for many, many years. And he was the one really said, let's go to SEP, go study at the Stanford SEP, because he went there. Right after he went there, he founded Zoom. So we were chatting at Stanford. So yeah, he's a mentor. You know, for example, last year, after I came back from Thailand, I met Erica, and for lunch, Erica said, "Elizabeth, you should start your own company. You're totally ready." I was like, "Really?" Because I had a lot of opportunity to become a CEO, CTO of a Fortune 500 company or CIO. But he really encouraged me, and Erica said, "You should have that because you're ready." You know, those are the mentors. I don't call them like every day, but every time I send Eric an email, he will reply like within 24 hours. So I'm so grateful to have him. And so like my mentor of life, Pat, how did I get her? My car broke down. So I sat on the bus stop. I saw a sign, free English tutoring. So I called on that number and I got in touch with Pat. And then, so you never know how you can get the mentor of your life. And a lot of people, they became my mentee by participating in my classes. You know, I do like daily mentoring. We do daily exercise and daily mentoring. And today we didn't do it because today we're here. And then, yeah, so if you want to be my mentee and just join my classes, and I will do 14 months of a daily mentoring with you. Any question, you can exercise with me by using Zoom. So mentors everywhere, as long as you're willing to look for it.
Exactly. And I'm one of those Elizabeth's mentees. Learned tremendously from her. She's so warm-hearted, and we get to hang out every day, which just been an incredible experience. And that's the whole reason I'm here today, I want to say, because I'm an incredibly shy person. So for me to be here, I owe a lot to Elizabeth. So that's the kind of power that you get from your mentors. It's to guide you, to help plan your career, and really to push you when the right time comes.